This week, the abortion bill.
Yeah.
So why, and again, why do we have people in positions they're not qualified to make judgment for? Mm-hmm. Why do we have men passing laws against a woman's body? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm not for abortion, but I am pro-choice. Mm-hmm. And to just think that, there are women out there who are just having their rights taken away from them. And again, we have daughters. Mm-hmm. So yes, I've never been in a position where I wanted an abortion, but I've never been raped. I've never dealt with anything like that. And if we're going to sit here and impose that a woman has to have a baby, well, then we need to support the whole child.
Welcome to the Strong by Choice podcast, where our purpose is to inspire women to be bold about their intentions and to take massive action working towards their goals in all areas of life.
Hey guys, we are back in the building. I feel like it's been a long time.
Forever.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to be here. There's a lot of things we need to catch up on. Life has really been busy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess y'all are not going to know because we release episodes every week, but we took like a 3 or 4 week break between this episode and recording the last episode just because life. It was Mother's Day 2 weekends ago now? It was it last weekend? It was last weekend.
It was last weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a good Mother's Day weekend.
You did.
I got my motorcycle license. I didn't kill anybody, and I did not kill myself.
Nice.
I may have dropped the bike once or twice, but I still passed, and I was not the worst in the class.
There you go.
And I got this really cool fish, a flower horn fish. Uh-huh. It has this big like bulb on its head, and
it's so cute, guys. If you haven't ever heard of a flower horn fish, look it up. It was really cute.
Yeah, and it gets really big. Mm-hmm. So I picked one of the smaller ones in the store, but if you look at like some of the grown ones, they can get like up to a foot, like 12 to 15 inches. So I'm really excited to see it.
Your whole house is eventually going to be
an aquarium. Yeah. So side note about my significant other, he is like the most country person I know. You would look at him and you would never know, but he just loves animals and eventually, I'm sure that we're going to live, like, in the country on a farm, and we're going to have a cow named Mojo. He's already decided that.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever told you that.
Okay, didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I think him and London want, like, 2 cows. We have ducks. We're going to get chickens again eventually, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have a whole room just, like, as an aquarium in our house.
I wouldn't be surprised. You're going to have an aquarium floor. Like, your floor is going to be a freaking fishes.
Yeah, dog. When I'm a billionaire, the whole house, the whole, I wonder if you can do it, like, as the ceiling.
No,
so you can, like, lay in the bed. Have you seen that before?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
I think so. And then also, some people actually, like, do it underground where you're, like, in your own house.
You know what I've seen before? I can't remember what show it was, but this person had like an indoor-outdoor pool.
Yeah.
So it was heated. It was like a saltwater heated pool outside, but they like ran through their house, like into their living room. That would be dope if you could do like.
I don't know what.
I like koi fish lately. You know the koi fish.
Yeah.
They always have it like the Asian restaurants and stuff. And you usually have them like outside in ponds.
People get a lot of koi tattoos as well.
Yeah. London wants koi fish. We're probably going to do like a goldfish, koi fish thing in her room. Right now she just has a betta fish. But anyways, I'm going to end up talking for 20 minutes about animals. How was your Mother's Day weekend?
Mother's Day weekend was fine. I stayed home and I got to just pretty much spend time with Josh and Brielle at home.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I really wanted. At first I'm like, I wanted him to actually do something special for me. But the main thing I kept complaining about was that I felt like I wasn't seeing Josh and I missed Brielle.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to clean up my apartment. And I've been like, sometimes when life is just getting hectic and you got so much stuff on your mind, when you come home, it's like, if I have to look at a dish.
Girl, I think I told you that yesterday.
Yeah, or them clothes.
Them dishes, yeah.
Today, these toys over here.
Today is going to be like a head to toe cleaning in the house. I'm not ready for it. I think I'm going to have to buy a bottle of wine before I go home.
Maybe not, but yes.
Maybe not. No, I think I am. I think I need it.
Okay.
But,
Maybe like that.
Yeah, it's going to be like a spring cleaning, like everything.
Yeah, and that's what I pretty much did it took me all day, but that's because I was taking breaks in between. And me personally, I love doing a really good cleaning in my house. Like sometimes, you do the day-to-day basis stuff, wash the dishes and whatnot, but when you can like get down and you're doing a whole bunch of dusting and you scrubbing, you got your nice scents and everything, it really helps set the mood for me for like the rest of the week. And it's for me, it helps clear everything out, and I was really grateful for that. So I had to get over myself.
Did you sage the house?
I didn't sage, but I do have my frankincense and myrrh incense.
Your who?
Frankincense and myrrh incense.
Is that one word?
It's 2 words. It's frankincense oil, and there's more myrrh oil and incense.
What's myrrh oil?
So myrrh is just...
Is there any cosmic-y background to this?
So they both are... You use them both to like clear... Shut up. You use them both to like clear your space.
I be genuinely interested. I just don't know what the hell you be talking about. But go ahead. I want to hear.
But you use it just to basically cleanse your space. Like I think frankincense they used to do it a lot like before they would do different ceremonies and stuff. So like what I typically do, I'll take it and I'll think about all the things I want to release, and corners supposedly trap like energy and whatnot. So you take it and I'll say, I remove all the negativity that's around me, that's in me, that's been in this space. I'm moving past that. I need fresher, newer energy to come in. I'll do it over my bed. May this be the place when I lay down, I have good dreams. They answer my questions. I'm able to they're clarified, the different things I ask for and all this stuff. So I do that in my room. I go in my closet, down my hallway, Brielle's room, the kitchen. I just do it all around the house. So I'll say what I'm taking out, and I'll also think about the stuff that I want, because you need to move that space out, because sometimes it get really stagnant. So if I don't have sage, I'll do that. And plus, I kind of think I like the incense a little bit more, because sage, the smell can be overwhelming sometimes. And open the windows.
Word. Well.
Wow, I just said that.
Yeah, you did.
Jeez.
But it's crazy. Like Mother's Day weekend, it felt like such a good weekend. I felt so relaxed. And then I came back on Monday and it was like everything went downhill. And
What happened?
What happened? People were late at the gym.
Oh.
It was a lot of little things, just with people who don't care as much about your business as you do, I would say. And then just not sleeping. Oh, and then London got sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do any of y'all's kids talk in their sleep? Because my child, she will literally get up, like sit up in the bed and like roll and move in different positions. But so I think it was Tuesday last week. And so she fell asleep in the car, and then we got home and I put her in the bed, changed her clothes and stuff, and just let her go to sleep. But she normally talks a little bit in her sleep. But this day she was like having full conversation. And I was taking a shower and I kept hearing her. I kept coming out the shower like, did Ty come home? Who is she talking to? Full, like nonstop. And I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, is there a ghost in the house? Because then I'm freaking out. Because then I'm like, because like animals feel spirits. So I'm looking at the dog, like the dog looked calm. It can't be nothing in here. But full blown conversation, telling me her daddy ate her cake. And she was and she was talking to Brielle.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and she was talking about her birthday party. She wanted Mickey Mouse birthday party and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo.
Because she's going to know.
Yeah,
okay.
But like non-stop. I'm like, there's no way she's asleep.
Did she do that all the time?
She usually mumbles like here and there. Like she will get up, she'll sit up in the bed, and she'll say something, and then kind of wobble either side, my side or to Ty's side, and then like that's it. It'll happen like here and there, but this was non-stop, full conversation. But I ended up sitting with her trying to figure out what the heck was going on, and that's the night that she ended up being hot. She had a fever. So I don't know. I know when you have a fever, like you can be prevented from going into REM sleep. So it might have just been like that, the sickness keeping her like in the in-between stage. So she's kind of like half conscious, half not.
And she's trying to let you know that she want freaking Mickey Mouse for her birthday.
Yeah. But yeah, that ended up being a long night. I had to give her Tylenol, and then, mom life, you still making sure your kids breathing and all that. And I think I barely slept that night. And then it was like 2 or 3 days of not sleeping. And then I got sick. And that's why I sound like a man today, by the way. I'm still sick, but it'd be like that. So everything was great, and everything kind of went, But at this point, I know there's ebbs and flows in life, so I'm just going with it. I'm rolling with it. There's still a lot of positives going on.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So let's do all the catch-ups of what everything is going on with you. Speaking of getting sick, even when, remember, it made me think about when you went to the Business Women's Symposium.
I was sick then, too.
Yeah, let's talk this. Let's catch up, guys. Here we go.
Okay, first of all, I never get sick until, like, my body crashes. So we released the burnout episode the week before this. Yeah. And my level of burnout is kind of high right now, but I'm working on it. I'm getting some things in place. But man, so first of all, I'm doing things that I thought that I would never be doing and never wanted to do. As a business owner in Hampton, it's been real interesting. You know, there's money out there, there's grant money out there, and there's supposed to be support systems in place that are definitely not accessible for a lot of small business owners in Hampton. And I've realized that, you know, compared to the other surrounding cities, we are far behind. The lack of support, the lack of diversity, first of all.
Yeah.
Our city is being run by an older generation of people with no real interest in including the younger generation and no interest in changing the dynamic of the city. So even though our economy is pretty crappy, no one really wants to come to Hampton. You know, there's a huge movement right now in Norfolk between like the arts and including like the college kids, ODU, NSU, and there's just an overall liveliness to the city. You can see, community
too, yeah.
Right, and in Hampton, you know, you would think that with Norfolk being right across the water, they would take some of that consideration to like how well they're doing, because they've transformed so much. I'm from Norfolk originally, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh man. I never wanted to live in Hampton, but it wasn't my decision.
When I heard that Norfolk was getting an IKEA, I said, "Oh damn!"
Yes.
I was like,
"The come up."
I was like, on Military Highway too.
Yes.
I was like, "Oh, Norfolk, y'all doing real big thing." I wasn't even that when they had the shopping center.
I wasn't really impressed by the outlets.
But when I seen the IKEA, I said, "Oh no, it's a new day."
Yes. That's big stuff right there. Who doesn't love IKEA?
Yeah.
And I need to get a trip there to get London and
I'm trying not to go to IKEA.
You know, I'm just going to be financially prepared when I go to IKEA. So I'm going to make sure I set aside way more than I plan to spend, because I know what that life be like. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I've had a lot of issues in the city of Hampton. And the thing that's crazy to me is, as a business owner, the downtown area here is pretty much dead. Yeah. And I feel confident saying that. In my first location, I was actually located inside of another building, so I didn't have any like signage out front, or no one really knew. You couldn't really walk past and see us besides like the sign on the door and stuff. But because I know how to market, I was able to grow my business exponentially in that year where I outgrew that space. But I would get so many people who would come in there and they would say, you know, I've lived in Hampton my whole life. I never come downtown. I didn't know that this was here. I've never been in this building. I didn't know these restaurants were here. I have no reason to come down here. And you hear the same story over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. There's nothing on the street. Hampton University is a walk over the bridge. And there's nothing.
The thing that just blows me the most.
Girl, well, I mean, let's be honest. There are racial divides in this city that people don't want to address, and you know, I'm not here for it. So,
there's no other reason. I can't think of any reason why, with Hampton being right down the street, there's no sense of appreciation from them. There's no shops. There's nothing for them to do.
It's not like Hampton is some little, you know, community college. No disrespect to a community college, but it is one of the most prestigious HBCUs in the country. Mm-hmm. So why would you not support them?
Like nothing down here for them.
Yeah,
nowhere.
And I've asked, you know, other like officials in the city, and I've asked other business owners, people who are on boards, their opinion of it, and literally they would, like, in the least racist terms they can think of in that day, be like, they don't want to mix. And it blows my mind. But when you have the same people in power for so long, mm-hmm. and then the other part of it is, like I said, there's a lack of resources for business owners, but then we're putting people in charge of these resources who have never owned a business. Mm-hmm. We have a bunch of employees running this city.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they have no vision.
Yeah.
They have no sense of the support that's needed from a business owner. Everything is just handed to them. And the thing about Hampton is it's also, you have to know somebody to get in anywhere. So the people who are in these positions are not necessarily the most qualified. And I know this from talking to them. You know, for example, we went to the merchant meeting, and they have the Downtown Hampton Partnership Office, and like the administrative assistant who sends out emails and reminders and things, they have her running the social media. And so they were talking about, you know, how to get more followers. And they're telling me, oh, we repost each other's posts. Okay, but if you don't get new followers, you're reposting to the same people, and that we do the same events with the same people. And I suggested, why don't we hire a digital marketing strategist to actually run the social media to get more followers, bring more attention to the page? And everyone's jaw dropped, like, oh, what's that? Yeah, and so again, we have these old people. We have people who know nothing about running a business who just so happened upon this position because they probably knew somebody who already worked in Hampton, and there's free money for them because no one else wants the position or no one's challenged them for it. And then when you go to them and you say these things, they look at you like you're crazy because they don't know what you're talking about. And then this fool disrespected me and asked me if I wanted to volunteer to do it. Boy, you got to pay me.
Yeah.
What? Like,
yeah, man.
And then I was mad, boy. That just felt so disrespectful to me. My degree is in instructional technology, and I took a marketing course on digital marketing. So, like, I paid good money for that course.
So dang, I'm still paying good money for that course, right?
Nah, but but like it just blows my mind the people that are running the city and their mindset, and I see how much money they have. It's public information what they spend their budget on, where money's being divided. They're spending millions of dollars redoing bus stops and trash cans, and I'm going to put that in quotations, because you also see that they'll repeat projects in different sections of where the money is going. So you see that it may be in the parks and recs or whatever, then it's also in whatever other section going to the same project. And you're like, that's a lot of money that's really going to one thing when you put those two together.
Yeah.
And that can't all be for trash cans and bus stops.
No, not at all.
So where's the money really going? But the problem is that people aren't doing that information. Everyone's angry, but no one's really doing the research and challenging these people. And then when you do challenge them, you get runaround answers.
Ooh, gosh, yeah.
And at this point, I've met with the mayor. I've been to the city council meeting, an economic development meeting. I met with the director of economic development. And when you ask them a question, they give you the runaround. And I don't know if they're used to dealing with not intelligent people, but when I ask my question and you give me a 10-minute answer that doesn't answer, I'm going to ask you the same question again.
It's like, and Susan will hit you with a, so that means
Right. So and the director of economic development was definitely the most frustrating to meet with, because he kept telling me, like, I would ask him a question, and he would tell me about all these things he did. He worked in Norfolk City for like 20 years.
Right.
So he was telling me all the things he did while he was over there, and how he supported this person, did that, and how he thinks it's a great idea. So back to my question, what are we doing in Hampton to support my business? Because I'm here now. And all of these grants say retail, and there's nothing here that I can apply for. Are we going to change that? Well, we're creating houses. Oh, no. That wasn't the question. That's great. And also, why are we creating houses in a city that no one wants to live in?
No one wants to live in.
Just throwing that out. Like, why create houses when the people here aren't happy living here?
Right.
Why are we spending that money there? Does that make sense to you? Am I crazy?
No, and just like, remember what the guy David said, like, there'll be people who want to come to Hampton. He tried to tell them, like, Hampton really is a jewel, but what they end up doing is going across the water to Norfolk or Virginia Beach,
where there's more support. And the city cares about the businesses, the city cares about the people. Hampton, like, they spend their money in the worst ways. And it shows, and the citizens aren't happy, the businesses aren't happy, but the people who are in these positions are oblivious to it, or they ignore it. They think that they have the solutions, and they're just wasting money and not solving any problems. And I've noticed that the more I speak out, the more other people come behind me and they say the same thing, but no one has taken the lead on it. So after that last merchant meeting, I created a page for us business owners, the Hampton Coalition of Urban Business Owners. So I just got that page running last week. So as we know, there's power in numbers. So instead of just being angry and being mad about it, I'm going to try to bring more of these people together. We can have a collective effort to actually change some of these things within the city. Because my goal is, it's not just to get money for my gym, even though I deserve it for all the people I brought down here. But I want the city to be a better place for my clients, for my daughter to grow up. You know, it's not enough for you to hand me money to try to acquire me, which they haven't yet, but I'm going to get that money. But, like, I want to see real change.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to allow these people to sit in these positions on their little high horses and think that they can silence me just because X, Y, or Z. And at this point, they're kind of ignoring me. The Minority Business Office Director, or whatever her position is, Erica Spencer, she reached out to me, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then I met with the Director of Economic Development. I don't know if he sent a message in the group message, red flag, don't talk to Susan. But she said that she wanted to meet with me, and then I asked her when she was available, and then she never responded. And she sent me this message on Facebook. So you can tell when people were last on Facebook, active an hour ago.
Right.
She posts all the time. She actually liked my page, the the Hampton Coalition of Urban Business Owners. So she sees my stuff and she's watching me, but she can't respond now. Girl, you scared? I'm gonna get in your office. But so at this point, it's like they're avoiding me. So, but that's fine because I know how to market and I know how to bring the fire. So you can be ready for it. But this is definitely a position that I didn't expect and a route that I didn't think I was going to be going in. I think I've said it before, but I'm a pretty low-key person. Like, all I really want to do is, like, make money and hang out with my family. But the more that I get in these positions and I see the disparity and I see the, really just the bullshit that's going on, I can't keep silent about it. I'm a Libra. I have a strong sense of justice, and it's not enough for me to just make money if I see the people who are affected by these systems. And I know enough where, I can surpass it and I can figure out how to be successful within my business. But there are so many people who don't have the same opportunities and the same education who are affected so much more by the lack of support, the lack of resources, the lack of caring from the city. And again, I want Hampton, if I end up staying here, I want it to be a better place for my daughter to grow up. Right now, I think it's a pretty shitty place, to be honest. As a business owner, as a constituent of Hampton, I feel like my voice hasn't been heard. I feel like I'm constantly trying to be silenced. And I see no improvement. I see and I feel the racial tensions. I see and I feel the ageism, the sexism, all of it. And for me to be 28 and a business owner and to feel all of this, I've been here for 2 years. Yeah. So the people who've been here for 5, it will even make it to 5 years with the lack of resources, or will they pack up and go to another city? And at this point, I'm planning to open a second location, and I don't even want to open it in Hampton. I've looked at different spaces in Newport News, and even just talking to the landlords in Newport News is completely different than in Hampton. It's so crazy. It almost feels like a little black hole, a hellhole you get sucked in.
But you're right, yeah.
Yeah, and just the whole of disparity and just everyone here is just stuck. And so
I think that is a great word to use, is stuck. Hampton feels stuck.
Yeah. But it's because we have the same people in the same positions, and at that there's a lot of cross contamination. So the mayor is also on the Town and Gown Committee, which only has 2 positions. And that Town and Gown Committee is supposed to be creating relationships between businesses in the city. And again, if you have someone who's never been a business owner, someone who doesn't invest in the businesses, why are you in that position?
Right.
Why are we putting people in positions they're not qualified for or that they don't care about? Because we're just trying to keep the money within the same hands and that power and that prestige, which for what? What is the benefit of it? No one wants to live in Hampton. It's not a good place. Y'all should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed and you should be ashamed of what's going on here. And I'm going to bring it to the light. I'm not afraid. Try it if you won't. So that's where I am right now. I never thought I'd be a politician or go on a political route, and I really don't want to, honestly. But I'm not going to allow people to sit in these positions and to let this go on. It's a disservice to my people. And if I have the platform and I have the power and I'm not afraid to do it, and God keeps telling me to speak, so can't be silent.
Whew.
Be like that.
That was a whole lot.
Yeah, dog.
That was real good, Susan.
Thanks.
bling, 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 bling. And, you know, and that's like the great thing, I think, of the time that we do live in today. Even though the times are crazy and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and not everyone, I don't know what I'm doing with this, and not everyone is getting as long as we want, or we think that we're progressing in time, but someone feels like we're going
backwards.
It's great. It's weird. It's like I almost feel like all of America somewhat feels stuck to me, if you could to be quite honest with you.
Let's just look at what's going on in the world now. This week, the abortion bill.
Yeah.
So why do we have people in positions they're not qualified to make judgment for? Mm-hmm. Why do we have men passing laws against a woman's body?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not for abortion, but I am pro-choice. And to just think that, you know, there are women out there who are just having their rights taken away from them. And again, you know, we have daughters. Mm-hmm. So yes, I've never been in a position where I wanted an abortion, but I've never been raped. I've never dealt with anything like that. And if we're going to sit here and impose that a woman has to have a baby, well, then we need to support the whole child. So is this money and all of these resources, are they going to be redirected into foster care? And
right, and is the rapist, is he also responsible for taking care of that child as well? Why would it all be put on the woman?
Right. And then again, there's so many people who are against welfare and Medicaid, mm-hmm. and you don't want to support these people who are drag on the economy, but yet you're forcing them to have a child that they're not ready mentally or maybe even, you know, financially to handle. Mm-hmm. But then you don't want to support them. And you don't want to support the child. Don't sit here and say that this is a law, you know, for children. Mm-hmm. You know, they have a life. It's about the heartbeat. You don't care about that child?
No, because then it just helps perpetuate what the system already ran on now. People are in foster care, then they're not doing well in foster care, then you're probably going right to jail. You're going to profit from them being in your prisons and everything. And so it just keeps everyone in this state of...
It's more systemic racism,
yeah,
sexism. It's just the white man trying to be in control anyway. Yeah. And if you can get your insurance to pay for Viagra, like don't even get me started. Don't.
What you need Viagra for? If it's just for procreation purposes. I'm just saying, I need a little tweak on my toe every once in a while.
But let's even go in. Here's a plug for Her Padded Truth. So,
oh yeah,
why, you know, insurance covers Viagra, but you know there's taxes. Why are we paying for menstrual hygiene products when we can't control that?
Yeah.
Why aren't free products being given out in schools for little girls? There are girls who they can't afford. You know, their parents can barely afford food. Tampons and pads cost how much money? You're not getting them for less than $7-8, really?
Yeah.
And so if you can't afford food, and every month you got to go through, and I don't know, everyone's flow is different. The amount that you might go through 2 boxes.
And then there's different levels to it, because you got tampons, sanitary napkins, you got the panty liners. It's like it's expensive,
package, right? To someone who doesn't have those means, and to a child, you know. If those resources are being provided for them, there's a week every month that a girl may miss school.
Yeah.
Because she can't go to school and be embarrassed. She's not going to go and bleed out in the hallway, and if they don't have the money for it.
Right, and that's like one of the things for with Charlene Bell with Her Padded Truth. She was putting an emphasis also on homeless people as well. So
right.
And it's crazy, I did a monologue for her show, and it's crazy at the fact that the stories I heard from her, from the experiences other women have had of like having to use newspaper, plastic bags, socks. She even said some people would take out the inserts of their pads and use that to
roll it up as a tampon.
And it's like, what the hell? And so for, like you said, men to be in that position to tell a woman what to do with her body, first off, I was just listening to somebody today. We have so many different other ways. It's not just, I think that the bottom line is people don't think that women have the right to end or to kill, basically. Mm-hmm. But it, to me, is no different than a miscarriage.
Right.
A miscarriage, it would be done by God. It's like, oh my God, this is a miscarriage. This is horrible. Okay, it was God's will. But when a woman says this is my body, then it's no longer her choice. Right. It has to be based on God's will. But what really at the end of the day, what's the difference? And if I can't really tell a woman who has been raped that trauma that she has to go through, the lack of support, the embarrassment, then you have to carry around with this reminder, no, it's not that child's fault. But if you've never been in that position, regardless of the fact I've never been raped, but being a woman, I can imagine how that would feel. But a man, you will never know the complexities to that.
But even beyond that, remove emotion from the whole situation. Remove emotion from it. Let's separate church and state.
Yeah.
A woman has a right to control her body, period. It doesn't matter what you think about a child. It doesn't matter what you think about God. It doesn't matter if you believe in God or you think she's going to go to hell. It's not your decision. Based on logic and facts, it's my body and I should be able to control what goes on with it. And if you have the abilities to carry out whatever act I tell you I need on my body and I have the money to pay for it, then you need to do what I tell you to do. No one questions it. Like, if you want to get breast implants, it's not like, oh, well, did God want you to have that or did he want you to keep that body? No. But you got the money to do it. It's your body. Yeah. No, why is no one questioning that?
Because that's just the undertone, because people, like you said, people get into their feelings. And so you want it to be just black and white, like this is her body, that's it. But it's the morality of it, of it all. It's the traditionalism. It's the thought that men still feel like they have a right. Like I hear people say, oh yeah, a woman thinks she can do whatever she wants with her body, which in fact she can do whatever the fuck she wants with her body because it's her fucking body. Sorry guys for the cursing, but it is what it is.
We're not bleeping that out either. That's real.
But I think, yes, I get what you're saying, church and state, but that's why everyone's so riled up, because it stirs everybody's emotions. You get people who are like, "Oh my God,
that's the problem with."
Yeah, that is the problem. We get too. It's okay to invoke those kind of
everyone
emotions.
wants to insert their emotions, their opinion, and everything, and it doesn't matter. It's not your body. Period. This conversation shouldn't even be happening in 2019. Why do we have men making decisions about women's bodies? Period. I can't even like understand this. The amount of time and effort and energy and money that we spend on these topics when it seems so like clear cut to me. And even just going like with gay marriage and stuff like that, y'all have got to get like lives.
Yeah.
Why does it bother you what other people do? Why? It's not contagious. It's not a disease. If you don't have to deal with it, like why spend the time, the effort, the energy to voice your opinion on somebody else?
You know, when you spend your time a lot, and that's always the thing that's funny to me, that it goes into like, it's like trolling. It's like you put all that energy in saying how you dislike someone, and some people be faithful and loyal to proclaiming of just how much they dislike something, and it's like you're underlying probably infatuated by it, probably. And then number two, honestly, if you have all
those
that energy,
people who troll and like have an opinion about everything else, they're really just upset because you're doing something that they would never have the confidence to do. And whether that's an act that they were trying to do themselves, but clearly like within them, they don't feel the confidence or they don't feel like they have the power to do that, and they're just jealous of it because clearly they have the time.
Honestly, because if they can see something like, oh God, I never thought this would actually be possible for anyone to do, and they see you do it, you call them out. And I think that's the biggest thing that I also want to do when we're working with women, is calling yourself out to a certain extent to get past your own bullshit and know like, look, you can actually do this, but it really is on you. It is fully your responsibility. The way your life is right now, yes, things have happened. I said this yesterday. Yes, things have happened to you, but now you are in control of how you're going to work past
the narrative
behind it. And so that's why people don't like people who shine bright. Like they're just like, why are you shining so bright? I don't understand.
Anything outside the box that makes them uncomfortable,
because they feel like they're not capable of doing it, or they feel like life gave up on them when really they just gave up on themselves.
Right.
And so going back into this political storm of what women should or shouldn't get abortions, that's like the core of it. People want to feel like they can control other people because they feel like they don't want you to shine brighter than them. And I think just overall the whole climate of America too, outside of me feeling like it's stuck, we're definitely, I do feel like even with this, women are still progressing very well. I think with women coming together, supporting each other in all different sectors of business and whatnot, it's the sense of women empowerment. So it has to be something that comes around and like, no, you can't be that great because you might overshine me. Like you might run things a little bit better. Men,
let me limit your power.
And it's not right. But it can be complex because you're just tapping into people's ideas of morality and religion and all that stuff.
Can you imagine how much more simple the world would be if everyone just removed their emotions from situations and just used logic?
Yeah, I think it has to. It has to be both. It can't just be.
I think people need to get out of their feelings.
Yes.
And look at the facts.
Yes, it's a time and a place for everything. So yes.
Yeah, but since they won't, I will, and we'll be out there. You know, I'm gonna keep asserting my opinion and attacking others who feel like they can oppress others. I feel like I have to be a voice for other people. We talked about this before, but or even like going off of this, like the more that you are yourself and the more that you speak, it allows others to shine as well. So at this point, I feel like I've already kind of become the forefront of this movement. So like I have to lead. Hopefully, eventually I can pull back because I'm not trying to be stuck in the limelight. But I really want others to take these matters seriously. And I hope that more young people get involved with these issues because it's our problem. It's our world. And if we keep letting these older people impose these laws and these standards on us, the world is going to continue to go downhill and be stuck in this.
It is so funny just hearing you say that, like all the battling between different sectors of people is like old versus young, men versus women, all that stuff. It's crazy. It really tells you the times we're in, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I think the world's gonna end soon, but not soon. But I think there's a lot of things we can't recover.
I don't think the world is going to end. We're on the precipice of change. Like it's. I mean, whenever something changes, technically, yes, it ends. Something has to end.
Let's talk about climate change. The world's gonna end, dog. Unless we get someone in power who really cares and puts in actual legislation, because we've taken 10 steps back with Trump in office.
Yeah. Isn't the presidential campaigns coming up soon? Isn't this his last year? This his last year?
Unless he gets reelected.
Oh no, this is he's only doing one term. That's it.
You say that.
I'm hoping.
But we can hope, we can pray. But this is what's going to be the issue. We're going to have all these people who are going to run against him, and everyone's going to be voting for all these different people. Meanwhile, the Trump supporters are all solid, and they're all going to keep voting for him. So all of our votes are going to be divided amongst all of these different people who are coming out and saying that they're going to be great and undoing him. So we're probably going to have like a woman running. We're going to have a black man. Like there's going to be so much diversity that we're all going to be split in different directions. So all of our votes going to be divided, and then.
So then, how do you think what would be the best way to prevent that?
Girl, I'm not a politician. I'm just.
In 2020.
Heck no, y'all ain't about to dig up my Facebook. Michelle Obama 2020.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me that question right now. Ask me after I've slept.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, I don't know how I got here. Well, I kind of do know how I got here. I never wanted to be here, but I am here, and now I'm taking the role seriously. So that's what's happened over the past 3 weeks. A lot of stuff. Met with a lot of people. Was disappointed by a lot of people, and decided that I was going to make a change.
Yeah.
But you had a lot going on for yourself, too, and a lot of transformations within and all of that.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that, but...
Well, I mean, I don't think my stuff was that important. It's just, I feel like your stuff is equally as important. You helping women transform who will change the world when they get out of their own way.
Yeah. So. So I like I said it earlier. Charlene Bell, who does the
Dr. Rainey Bell,
who founded Her Padded Truth. She had a event go on. And it was pretty much bringing awareness to the disparity. Period poverty, yeah.
I like that word.
Period poverty. And homeless women not having sanitary napkins and people who don't have enough money, all that stuff. So so she hit me up back in March to actually do the monologue. And she was just like, hey. And I'm like, yeah. You know, have you ever acted? I don't know if she said, have you ever acted before, or have you ever been interested in acting?
Right.
And I said, yeah, of course, because I think I'm quite theatrical.
That,
and, you know,
theatrical, extra,
I
over the top.
Isn't that all? Say it one more time. I just love when you say
extra.
That. Extra. Well,
theatrical.
Theatrical.
Over the top.
Yes. So all
out
those,
there.
Out there. All those words just fuel me, right?
A lot.
So I
too much.
You can stop now. We
Never
get it.
Less, never too much.
There you go. You brought it back. But so I was like, yeah, I would love to do it, and I've been going through this inner transformation for myself. I've been making sure, like, I've been getting out my own way. And one thing I told myself, I do a lot of different meditations. I listen to a lot of spiritual mindset stuff that would, like, get me out of where I was. And one of the things the woman had said was, you should do something that you're scared of. Do something that you enjoy, but also makes you scared.
E.T. could have told you that.
Anyway, because different strokes for different folks, Susan. So that's
extra.
So I decided, when she asked me that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone. It's something I always wanted to do, and I did it. So the first time I went for practice, I didn't really study the lines as well. I bombed it. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was somewhat nervous for the show, but then after that, I read it every day, all day. I embodied it. I made sure I did it in front of people. And I think that was, like, the hardest part for me, was, like, I almost felt, like, exposed in a way. Like, sometimes I think when you're trying to tap into your gift or tap into your talents and everything, and it's something you feel like you never got a chance to express, or whatever kind of covered it up, you know, I was nervous to, like, present that and be judged or whatever.
When it's something new, you're not ready for that criticism yet.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I want to try it, but I don't want people to tell me I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
Let me work on it on my own.
Yeah, and I think that's why I love powerlifting and just being a trainer as well, because I know the importance of critique. Like, your form is over here, it's messed up, bringing it, and it just made me feel good. But anyway, so did the monologue. It was amazing. I did better than I thought.
Our little people loved it.
Oh yeah, so Susan and my husband and London and Brielle all came. And so
sat in the front row.
Yeah, they sat in the front row, and I think I heard Brielle go, "Mommy."
Yeah.
I had dreams too. I still have them. Excuse me, can you spare a little change in how you talk to me? Bum? Junkie? Excuse me, can you spare a little change in how you see me? Burden? Lazy? I'm right here. Can you see me?
I see her.
The inner me. The part of me that never asked for this life.
And so
London was talking to her the whole time.
Oh yeah, did you say, I don't have no change?
Yeah, there was a line during the monologue, and Desiree was like, can you spare a little change? And London was like, I have change.
Oh.
She stood up. And then afterwards, she kept saying, I want to get on stage with Saray. Mommy, I want to go with Saray. I need to get on stage with Saray. I want to dance.
It was like a really, really good night.
Yeah.
I was really proud. And then
Brielle was proud.
Brielle was super proud too.
And Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, that's my man. He still owed me though. But anyway, they were all really happy. And afterwards, when Charlene had a piece where it was like a bit of like a documentary of like the statistics of feminine hygiene and homeless women and all that stuff. So when I seen that, and it kind of came, you know, for me, I always say like I just be doing stuff just to do it. Like an opportunity come, I'm like, does this kind of feel like this? Is this in alignment of somewhat what I say I want to do with myself? Yeah, all right, jump on it, right?
Right.
So afterwards, when it was all said and done, and I seen her documentary, I realized how important this is to her and how big of a deal it was. And I was like, I got to be a part of this. This is like this is her first step in setting a tone for Hampton and setting a new foundation and all the different opportunities that women will now have from it. All the different gifts and awareness and the support that women can now have. And I'm like, I had to, and I said this earlier this week, is taking myself out of it and just presenting the service. And I think that's the biggest thing I've gone through during these past 3 weeks, is that part of it. of getting past my own bullshit and just knowing, taking everything that I've heard people say how I am, that I'm great, I have this beautiful gift, like this is amazing, like you could give it to the world and you can make money from it, you can be supportive of it.
Yeah.
Like finally owning that and saying, this is who you are. Do you like it? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like it. This feels good. Like, all right, so let's be it. Because I was talking to Solomon earlier today about how sometimes we can get trapped in a certain time period of our lives, and you can kind of stay stuck there. And then now you're in the present moment, but you're still operating from that past life mindset. And when you think about it, even though we're still all alive, you know how people talk about past lives and shit like that?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta tap into your past life. Some people like, oh, I'm from ancient Egypt or whatever the hell, or I was a ninja warrior or whatever. But also,
I think one of my friends, I think we were twins in another life, because we have this weird connection where, like, when I have anxiety, she has anxiety. It's so weird.
yeah,
It's like
you told me
breed,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
and we're definitely not related. She's an Italian white girl, and I'm clearly not. But like, she'll text me and be like, what's going on? And I'll be like, I'm having a panic attack. She's like, me too. It's so weird. It's never wrong.
And you know, that's why I like to get into, like, where does that connection come from?
Yeah.
And so sometimes when people think of past lives, they think of it like, oh, like years, thousands of years. But sometimes our past lives are just simply our past of where we were. And I always stated that I always felt like I was stuck as a teenager. And so the way I viewed life, the way I felt like I needed to operate in life, the way I felt like I needed to think about myself and surroundings, and this situation means this, I was operating from a teenage mindset.
Yeah.
Then also I have to think about, well, where was I when I was a teenager? What was going on? What did I miss out? I felt like, for me personally, I felt like especially when we moved to Indiana, my dad had just got out of a car accident. So that was major. He was in a coma for like a day or two. He came out of his coma not remembering who we were. He was like, who are you? Like, my dad, like, and that's trauma.
Yeah.
And so then after that, I moved from Virginia to Indiana because we want to be closer to our family. So it was my senior year of high school. So I felt like I didn't get a chance to express myself the way I wanted to, because I had like this grand idea, of like how I wanted to be. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to dress more girly. I wanted to put myself out there more, and then I went to the school and there was you couldn't do that with uniforms.
Oh, I remember you telling me this, yeah.
And you think like it's super simple, and some people can get over it, some people don't, but that can affect you, because then it's like, how do
especially you, who's very like I won't say artistic, like you need an outlet to be creative, or you feel stifled,
and then I feel unsure of myself, because this isn't
you have to change who you are essentially to fit in with them. So you can't be bright, bold Desiree. You have to be white collar shirt and khaki Desiree, which is not natural. And I still remember when this guy told me that I was the weirdest person he ever met, and I'm like, what? And that somewhat stayed with me, but I moved over. Now I'm just like, yeah, I can probably second that.
And I used to feel bad about it, but it's like, why? This is who I am, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing I've gone through, is once getting out of my way and knowing like there's people that I can serve from this, and that also I can still be in service to myself. Like everything. I'm also a giver. You know that. I feel like I said this before, but all the things that I'm able to give to other people, that love, that support, that understanding. Also, I've being with Susan, I've learned more about tough love. I can give that to myself too. I have to give that to myself to help other people.
Yeah.
So now that I've become aware of that, and I know I'm worthy of it, and I'm capable of doing all these things, I think I'm in a great spot. I just did my mindful session yesterday. I'm pretty sure I have a couple other potential clients. That's another thing. I'm taking my stuff more serious. I said no a few times. I didn't feel bad about it. Like, and then but the crazy thing is, I always felt like if I said no, or if I set certain boundaries, or if I said like, okay, I'm not going to do this, or this is what I want to do, or really just proclaiming what it is that I want, that there will be a certain